What's up, Starcraft fans? Today we're doing a tier list for experimental artillery on Part and Parcel. Brian, let us hear about the Mutation.
Part and Parcel is the map where we have to break boxes to collect parts. When we get enough, General Davis opens the hybrid and then dies to it.
Painfully.
We then have to destroy the hybrids for her before running out of time to win the game. All enemies have more sights and attack range. All enemy buildings shoot back, and the enemy has a laser drill at the back base.
Alright, so laser drill, long range, and Photon Overload. It's a brutal +1, as you can see at the bottom. So, Tutu and Stickspender are on the call with us today. How are you guys?
Great.
Awesome.
Good.
Awesome. So this would be an actual brutal +1. How are we going to rate the commanders this week?
I will note, it'll also be, if anyone played it the original time, it'll be easier than you remembered, because this mutation was actually released before they nerfed this map. Because they increased the time limit by, like, I think a minute and a half.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot they did that.
Which means that instead of having 4 minutes, you'll have like 5.5 minutes, which...
That's good.
Yeah, the map is so much easier now. So when this mutation originally came out, it was basically you were fighting the map, and there were just like a couple mutators here to slow you down on an already pretty tight map, which is the only reason it was able to be hard, was because some commanders
Or
that
slow.
slowdown would be quite inconvenient if you were a slow commander. So yeah, and
they weren't-
nowadays, however, the map is no longer so punishing for slow commanders. So
And they weren't prestigious back then. Anyway, yeah, how are you going to rank the commanders?
actually, I think this was post prestige.
No, no. Prestigious
Really?
came out 2020.
We not made it that far yet. Okay.
Yeah. How are we going to rank the commanders this week?
This is going to be a bit of a map ranking with a slight caveat that if long range or laser drill happen to be something that sucks for you, you'll lose marks.
What do you think, Tutu?
Yeah, I don't think anyone struggles that much with this one.
All right, fair enough. Let's begin. Abathur, where do we have him?
Abathur has a little bit of difficulty getting biomass, but of course, if you sit there and do nothing, wait for the first 2 waves, you'll still have time, since there's more time on the map now. For toxic nest luring, you probably want 2 spore crawlers instead of the usual 1, so you can like switch between them. Once you get like 1 or 2 Brutalists and you can mass swarm hosts or whatever, it's pretty easy. Because you basically have like a few hero units doing all the tanking of the laser and the Photon Overload. But yeah, I put him in B. He's fine.
Abathur always in B. How about you, Stickspender?
So I would point out that this is an important mutator knowledge. The laser drill, unlike Swann, who has a laser drill that gets stronger over the course of the mission, Amon's laser drill it increases through the damage tiers the longer it stays on the same target. So swapping the spore crawlers will also reduce the DPS of the laser drill as it swaps between targets. So that is another thing to help with the whole nest luring at the beginning of the game. And then, yeah, past that, it's just
That's interesting. So how long
annoying
does it
mutators for luring, but
how long does it take the laser drill to actually move to the next level of damage?
I don't actually remember. It
Ah.
feels like 5-ish seconds.
That was the critical info. So 5 seconds it goes up to level 2, and 10 seconds it goes up to level 3.
Think so, and
Something
it
like
is.
that.
I'm pretty sure it's also the same. I think it's also the same tiers as Swann, like 20 DPS, 30 DPS, and 50 DPS.
All right.
So
So where do you have?
at full level, it hurts.
So where do you have Abathur?
Yeah, I guess B makes sense. The mutators really hurt his farming, and yeah.
Without
He's just so good at the map, though, before the mutators becoming inconvenient.
without prestige, will it change?
No.
No.
All right then. B it
With
is.
P3, it does change.
Yeah, P3 it changes.
Okay, Alarak, where do we have him?
So basically, Alarak's early game is going to suffer a bit because of laser drill, but that's gonna be a common theme here. There's gonna be a lot of commanders where it's like, and then the laser drill just said, your early game suffer. Especially due to
The damage
well,
scaling.
yeah, the damage scaling, and also remember, like, there is actually synergy with long range and the laser drill, because you might think that long range doesn't help the laser drill because the laser drill already has global attack range, but it does, because
Enemy
long
buildings.
range gives vision radius as well as attack range.
Yeah.
So all of Amon's stuff has +3 vision radius for the laser drill to be able to reach you. That's a pain in the butt.
That is so much pain.
As a result, the laser drill is going to be hitting you constantly, especially if there's creep. The creep's vision radius is now longer on the creep tuber than the actual creep range, so it's gonna feel like you're just always getting hit against Zerg, even if you can't figure out why you're being hit.
That's just crazy.
Uh,
So where do you have him?
Anyways, so with that being said, why I bring this up for Alarak, because his hero units are going to be carrying his early game as always, his Alarak hero and potentially Mothership. You will probably want to use Alarak hero unit with like supplicants kind of vibing a little ways back as your way of dealing with early game, along with structure overcharge.
Okay.
And so the thing with Alarak is that he has his destructive wave, which allows him to kite with his spells and basically be a ranged hero. And then he can use his deadly charge to dash away from enemies into blank spaces where there's no vision for the laser drill in order to break the laser drill. That way you're only taking lower DPS hits from the laser drill, and with that you can usually manage. You're still going to lose quite a few supplicants between laser drill and structure overcharge, since your destructive wave will tick off a lot of structures. But it's still pretty manageable. And once you actually have an army, easy. You just kind of walk over everything. Alarak kills the hybrid excessively fast.
So you actually use the deadly charge to charge away here. It's a deadly retreat.
Yeah, it is all the time, honestly. Like, this is a good habit to learn, using deadly charge both as deadly charge and as deadly retreat.
We've been having these tier lists for several months now, and that is the first time I've learned that deadly charge should be used to retreat, not to attack. I usually use it to burst down buildings.
It's really a versatile spell. Anytime you have a dash spell,
forward.
you need to remember you could use it for basically everything.
What do you use it for, Tutu?
To move forward, because walking is too slow.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also do that.
Like,
also,
anytime you have a dash spell that doesn't have an energy cost, it's really, really versatile.
Also hop across cliffs. Anyway, so where do you have him?
B tier, because the early game's going to be annoying, is going to force you to actually know what the heck you're doing, and that's about it for difficulties, I think.
Okay. How about you, Tutu?
Yeah, that makes sense. The early game suffers because of the drill, so you probably want to get a mothership and head to the southeast where the drill is, kill it, then camp it with some cannons, and then everything will be very easy.
It'll no longer be a thing.
Yeah.
For some reason, I forgot that the laser drill was in the southeast, not at the final hybrid area, making it incredibly easy for Alarak to kill with a mothership.
I think it did used to be. It did used to be at the final base. Then they changed it to be at that southeast base.
Yes, I forgot. I've done against laser drill with Alarak on this map. I make my mothership. I walk it down to the drill. I murder the drill. It's dead. That's that. Good job, Amon. What a mutator.
I forgot. Isn't there a cyclone at that base or something?
There are 2 cyclones there.
Yeah. So like, how do you chase them? They're so annoying.
Yeah, I guess that would probably be a little more annoying against Terran than it was against Zerg.
Imagine
against Zerg, there's just like nothing there. Against Protoss, there's like nothing there. Against Terran, there's 2 cyclones, and that's it. If you send a War Prism with your mothership and overcharge it, the cyclones will do all their fancy kiting and then realize, oh, we're still in range of structure overcharge. Gets instantly evaporated.
Yeah, but with long range, yikes. Diamondbacks and
long
cyclones.
Range, the funny thing is long range doesn't actually affect their spell range, so cyclones don't get to be any more annoying.
That's interesting. Anyway, so B. Do we agree?
Yeah.
Yeah.
B with a
Yeah.
caveat that he could actually be really good if you know how to get to the laser drill, because you could just murder it before your ally even realizes what's happening. And then
Okay.
they don't have to worry about a laser drill. By the way, I can't see any stream.
Oh, let me fix that. Tutu, you okay with B?
Yeah, B seems fine.
Without prestige, does it change?
Nah.
It's not enough to drop a tier.
Not enough to drop a tier. But
I mean, like, you don't have mothership, but
yeah, you don't
you're,
have
you're
mothership.
weaker. But
If we'd stuck him in A, then we could say he couldn't get A without P3. Like, the only with P3 does he have an argument for A with being able to snipe the laser drill early with mothership. Well, other than that, if I'm just brute forcing through the laser drill, I probably wouldn't even prefer P3 because I'd prefer to just stick with like focus on Alarak micro and using supplicants with him. Maybe
Okay.
P2 even, honestly.
All right. So B it is. Arcturus, where do you have him?
So the artillery that he uses is not experimental.
It's proven.
It's proven, yeah. So pretty much you start off with ESOs in your main, and then you blow up all the stuff at the natural, so you expand, and then once you take that over, you blow up the whole map from afar, and nothing can get you. And yeah, so I think this is very easy S.
How about
Extremely easy S.
Alright.
Also you can use cloak. If you aren't P3, you can use cloak medevac to just run around grabbing all the parts.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
that's funny. At the time when I sold this, I was doing an experiment with Meng's artillery. I was experimenting with how little attention I could pay to the game and still easily win. I kind of just like paid zero attention at all and just sat there with like, click buttons, not looking at the screen, look back, oh, everything's dead, cool, continue clicking all over the screen.
I would probably still use exploding vampires on this map just because I can.
Yes.
So unanimous S. There it is. Without prestige, does it change?
No.
All right. Dehaka, where do we have him?
He has pack leaders. They can take a lot of laser drill pain. I think I used creeper hosts and mutalisks mix. So like I used creeper hosts to clear areas, and then I used mutalisks to assist with the fights, especially with the Mobius hybrid.
Mobius hybrid, yeah. Couldn't you just siege the Mobius hybrid using the creeper hosts? I think they can reach from within the base, right?
While the Mobius hybrid, like while I'm fighting him, I'm sending my creeper hosts towards the last base so I can clear it.
All right.
So yeah, pack leader plus some mutalisks. I think that's what I did.
Where do you have him?
A.
What do you think, Stickspender?
Yes, every single time Tutu making the creeper hosts. They just
They're
don't
really good.
work that well for me.
Maybe it's not as intuitive as Tutu thinks, or Tutu and I.
It's literally a case of every time we come to Dehaka, I'm just like, well, I haven't played Dehaka enough, so maybe I'm just bad at Dehaka. But he's always hard for me every time I try him.
Interesting.
But I also, I actually am fully aware that I'm bad at Dehaka.
That makes sense. All right, that makes me feel slightly better about myself since my creepers do work for me pretty well. So A. Without prestige, still A.
It takes a fair bit to convince me to argue Dehaka or Abathur's tier too strongly because I just don't know the commanders that well.
Oh well.
I have soloed mutations with Dehaka and Abathur, sure, but only very easy ones.
All right, Phoenix. Where do we have him?
Phoenix. So, Caldalis waves his arms angrily, and the laser drill desperately attempts to make any impact.
Tries and fails.
He does not care. Let's just say by the time the laser drill can ramp up to full damage, he's already died to the 4 hybrid he decided to take on all at once, and all 4 hybrid are also dead. Like it's basically just Caldelis. He's got 1,000 hit points already, so the laser drill takes a while to kill him. But even besides that, by the time the laser drill kills Caldelis, he has already dealt a few thousand damage. So
Letter.
probably a S candidate.
Yeah, I was thinking why
Depends
not
on
S?
if
what do you-
Tutu agrees with S, then he can go in S.
What do you think, Tutu?
Oh yeah. He's one of 2 commanders where I even got both bonuses because I had so much firepower in the beginning that I could like go for trains.
I'd like to point out, with the whole Artanis thing, I got both bonuses with my Artanis run. It was that easy for me. But yes.
That makes sense. I guess that comes with playing 1v1 as Protoss. Like, you kind of know what to prioritize, what to build, what to get when, upgrades, and number of gateways, macro cycles, and stuff.
Yeah, there's
just
possibly an aspect to that.
Just aren't intuitive for co-op players like myself, who don't really know the timings and stuff. Anyway, so we agree with S22?
Yeah. He's. I always think of him as like It's like Tychus power. It's like Tychus level power, but Zagara level like sacrificial. His units are so expendable.
All right.
You just throw him, and then he like Caldelis dies, but you still have to deal with Talus and whatever other high HP champions, and then you have a new Caldelis come in.
That makes sense. So there we go. Han and Horner, where do we have him? Oh wait, without prestige first. Without prestige, does he go that tier?
No.
He's probably only A without Caldelis, isn't he?
Yeah, without network administrator, he might go down to A. Still pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess
only A.
he doesn't walk over the mutation.
Yeah, it's still pretty easy.
He still technically walks, but he dies more while walking.
No. He flies over the mutation that way because I would probably go mass carrier if I'm not using P2.
All right, the laser drill does target the interceptors. Anyway,
yes.
Han and Horner, where do we have him?
Han and Horner, probably you can do P1 Mass Reaper or P2 Mass Battle Cruisers. Either one is fine. I having strike fighters to take out and collect parts from afar helps a lot.
Oh yeah, I used P3 here.
Their early game is weak.
Was such a
so you need to be able to utilize call downs efficiently. But if you can use your call downs and take out buildings and stuff, you need to know where the buildings are so you don't waste strike fighters.
Yeah.
And then expand early, clear all the things along the path, and then you'll be fine. I put him in B.
How about you, Stixbender?
Yeah. I assume that Strike Fighter collecting parts is going to, do a lot to make up for the fact that your army is awful.
That's all I did. I went in as P3 and I was just a part collector guy.
Yeah, there's literally, I actually.
That being said, it was really fun to carpet bomb the entire last base.
I
indiscriminately
recommend P3 as just the best option for Han and Horner for mutation because, your army is so bad that any mutator shows up, your entire army just melts and it's awful.
All right, so B.
B. Yeah, I guess.
Without prestige, does it change?
No.
I don't know. I feel like Han and Horner are pretty awful. I'm surprised to see them as high as B, but I only would agree with it because of P3 existing. Personally, P3 is the only reason I can see him being.
Actually, I was thinking more
as...
Magmines. Magmines are really good. But oh well.
If you're doing you have 5 carrier gallons with lots of Hellbats, Reapers, or something, you're gonna kill stuff pretty quickly, and then the laser will lose vision.
Plus,
and you're gonna snipe buildings.
plus
with
it
the
kills
strike fighters.
Reapers, which are it still takes a while to retarget. So when it kills Reapers, it doesn't really feel that much. Anyway, so B, there we go. May or may not go down a tier if it's not prestige. Karax, where do we have him?
Karax. So, remember how I mentioned how it used to be that this map was suffer if you're slow? Yeah,
Mhm.
Karax used to have problems on this map because of his slow early game clear speed.
Mhm.
He does not anymore. Because the map no longer tells you suffer if you aren't like instantly on top of collecting parts.
Yes.
So also, frankly, we just have years of experience figuring out which parts are the easiest to get, so people can more easily just go, "Hey, I'm gonna go get those parts. They're gonna be easy." So yeah, I would say Karax shouldn't have too terribly much trouble with this one. Probably can be like you have repair beam, which on structures out heals the base damage of the laser drill if you can kill the vision source fast enough. And most importantly, you have Spear of Adun, which you can collect all the parts with just an observer plus Spear of Adun. That's
Yes.
totally the thing you can do. So I'd say he wants quite a bit of map knowledge to be able to steamroll it by himself. So B tier, with basically the explanation being, it's not that he's hard to use, it's just that you have to know how to Karax pretty well.
What do you think, Tutu?
I put him in S because P2, you rush the carrier, and you get the Zealot extra life thing, and then it doesn't matter. You get so much healing.
Yeah, just a move.
Yeah, you just aim the map.
That's what I was thinking. P2.
Right, I forgot how tanky the P2 Zealots actually are. Yeah,
And,
okay.
And the fact that you also have interceptors that can distract the laser and even overcharge.
P2
what I do-
Karax, heresy.
So I'm looking at my run right now, and at like around 6 minutes, I get my first carrier with the chrono boost, the chrono wave, and there's 2 minutes left. There's still 2 minutes left. So once I get that, then like I have so many minerals, zealots, blast all the things, and then expand, and then get more carriers, and then just walk everywhere, fly everywhere. So I thought it was really I think that can be done regardless of enemy comp as well.
I guess I really am still thinking in terms of the old time limit with 1 minute and a half less, where it would be like I had 30 seconds to collect parts before when character popped out.
That being said, you probably had a tight build on Tutu. If other players tried it and they didn't have quite as tight of a timing, do you think they might run out of
more
time?
Zealots.
Wait, but
they would need more zealots.
You just build everything pretty much as I didn't calculate based on supply or anything. It's just okay. Cyber's done. Make Stargate. Stargate's done.
Yeah,
or
but
Stargate's about to finish. Save some gas for Fleet Beacon, and then that's it.
Yeah, but here's the thing: with such a long tech tree, it does factor in that people's build timings aren't tight.
If you don't rush the carrier, you can still use your Spear of Adun and blast the buildings with
that makes sense.
with the zealots. And
all right,
you can probably get the revive upgrade before, even if you don't get carriers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Just get the revive upgrade before your carriers and move a bunch of zealots.
Sure.
And then you blast. Yeah.
All right. So what? A or S?
Yeah. Okay. I can see him in S.
All right. There it is.
He's not S without P2.
Yeah, but you need to use the affordable Karax prestige. So
yes, I forget that P2 exists.
There we go. Nova, where do we have him?
Oh shoot! Now I have to figure out how I actually feel about Nova.
P3. P3, the Liberators for the hybrid. That's
P3,
how we do it.
P3 is indeed yeah. I mean, yeah.
I'm not sure how it gets simpler than that.
Avon, I take your defenses and I say, behold, kaboom.
Why even bother with defenses? Just go straight for the boxes.
Yes. You just blow up all the buildings, including all the boxes. Amon fails to figure out why his stuff is blowing up. Must have been a gas leak or something. I don't know.
Probably.
Anyways, and then after Nova blows everything up, you liberate the hybrid of their life.
Freedom.
And also, you can liberate the laser drill of its life as well once you've blown up everything that's around it.
Oh yeah, that's true. You can camp your liberators like before the hybrid spawns. You can camp your liberators at the laser drill, and when it's time to fight the hybrid, you just Griffin airlift them to the hybrid.
Yep. You're just like, okay, we're just gonna live over top of the laser drill, and oh hey, look, an attack wave. Murder.
That's beautiful.
All right, let's go back to living over the laser drill. Oh look, hybrid murder. Go back to living over the laser drill.
Okay, so where do you have them?
That probably puts her in S tier, right?
What do you think, Tutu?
Yeah. So P3 makes it super easy. You don't you can use I use liberators to take them out, and then I put the those railgun turrets.
Oh yeah, that'll work.
So I can because I like to have all liberators in the same group. So then, yeah,
same.
But just take them out once, and then once they're gone, you're probably clearing the stuff around there, and then, yeah, if you can another way to clear stuff is if you're trying to like just clear the map as quickly as possible, you use Nova to take out the turrets, and then use Banshees to collect parts and kill the rest of the guys, because they can't see anymore.
That makes sense. What if they have overseers or observers?
If they have overseers, then you can't do that. But then you use a snipe and you kill the overseer.
But you'll be visible. Aww. Anyway.
But yeah, S seems fine.
S seems fine. There it is.
Oh yeah, that's actually, speaking of invisible, that's a good point. Nova just kind of implicitly counters Laser Drill because of the fact that her Ravens just cloak anything they're healing. So it's like, Laser Drill, start shooting something. Raven, how about you just stop that?
Nope. Raven says nope. Okay, so without prestige, does it change?
Probably not S.
Probably only A
yeah,
tier
probably
without
A.
P3.
Okay, there it is. So P3
still easy.
P3S, no P3 infiltration specialist goes down to A. Raynor, where do we have him?
Suffering.
Raynor's not that bad.
Yeah, he's not that bad.
I used battle cruisers, so yeah, mass battle cruisers. So early game, you just use the Hyperion plus Dust Wings. Use Hyperion to clear the anti-air, and then the Dust Wings will go around, collect stuff, or you drop a few Marines in the left side where there's nothing after you clear that one or that bunker or whatever, that small encampment.
Technically, you can actually get almost all of the parts, or even all the parts if you're really careful, without ever even clearing the encampment, because the encampment can't reach it. The only problem is if it's Zerg,
long
and then
range
some of those parts have a gun.
Long range might be annoying though, because
yeah, so you might miss a couple of the parts until you come back for them after you can clear that encampment. But the bigger thing that's a pain is that if you're against Zerg, many of those parts will have a gun.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yes, and they give vision to the laser.
Mm-hmm.
So where do you have Raynor?
Zerg is awful.
I put him in B.
Okay.
I don't think he's bad.
What do you think, Sticksbender?
I'm surprised to not see him in C, but I'm also pretty confident saying he's better than Han Horner, personally. So
I feel like he can just go P3
okay, I'm not
here.
that confident. He's pretty similar to Han Horner, I would think. Anyways, that's all aside. Point is, we're putting him in B because Han Horner is already in B, and they're both bad together in B.
Without prestige, does he go down a tier?
If you're going bio, you would need a lot of bio before you want to move.
You just don't leave the front door until you have 7 racks.
That's
on one base.
Inhumane.
No. You use your top bar to expand.
4
minute expand with the Banshees.
Yeah,
it's fine.
All right, so B with prestige, C without.
I personally would I would think that it wouldn't be that much harder to use bio because, like, I mean, I've gotten the mid game bio timing pretty down, so maybe that's just me.
All right, Stat Boy, where do we have him?
Look, Ma, I made a Zergling. Green zone exists. Laser drill cries. Yeah, it out DPS's green zone, not by a ton. Technically, the laser drill can kill Gary. Technically, unless he remembers that Steadily Overcharge exists, at which point not so much anymore. Yeah.
S.
Yeah,
I just went ahead and said it.
Wow, you A-move Zerglings and Gary. You win every single time, every mutation. Stetmann!
How about you, Tutu?
Remember how Monk said that he was releasing Stetmann to be the really difficult to play commander? Man.
And then Prestige came out.
No, it didn't even need Prestige.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Zero. It's just Zerglings.
Just Zerglings.
It's literally, and even when he was released, everyone was focused on the Infestor. But the reality is the Infestor never was as broken as the Zergling anyways. It's literally just, oops, all Zerglings.
I mean, Infestors
you A-move Zerglings and Gary. Yeah, his Infestors are broken. You A-move Zerglings and Gary, you beat pretty much everything. There's like very little that doesn't just fold as soon as you A-move Zerglings and Gary.
All right.
You did it. Good job.
There it is. Stukov, where do we have him?
Stukov, P3, do whatever you normally do, and everything dies.
What do you think, Stixbender?
S.
Yeah.
All right, moving along. Swann, where do we have him?
So this is the person I had the hardest time with. I had a really hard time with Swann personally.
Interesting.
Partially because, as I said, you want to make buildings as Swann. Unfortunately, I got forced into P3 here because you have to be aggressive. It was yeah, it took quite a few attempts for me to get this with Swann. Once I got it, it looked pretty smooth because it was just tanks blowing up everything. But it was always just one thing goes wrong and everything's dead.
Doesn't Wraiths work?
Maybe? I don't know.
Tutu,
what did you use for your Swann?
I used P1 Factory Wraith.
That probably would work better, to be honest.
So where do you guys have him?
Yeah.
One again.
I put him in B.
Yeah, sounds like the same amount of work as Raynor and Han and Horna have to do.
I think that to be honest, I think this mutation actually is a pretty good example of how, like, everyone thought P3 was going to be good when it came out because, oh my goodness, it's making the whole Tank Hercules better. And then people were quickly reminded, oh, right, Tank Hercules is garbage.
I think it's more the fact that you still need to build a siege tanks one by one. So it just takes you twice as long to get into your Hercules tank setup.
If you use it with the original 8 tanks, it's still strictly stronger with P3. Half-loaded Hercules on P3 is strictly stronger than a full-loaded Hercules on not P3. It's just not that good of a strategy for fighting mutators. It's really just good for speed running and being a lot easier than having the map knowledge needed for turret camping everything. But turret camping is so much better. So much better.
All right. Tychus, where do we have him?
Tychus. The hero unit kind of sucks is true for him. Because you gotta like pull back a lot.
Yeah.
But then
serious?
After you kill the drill, which you can do pretty quickly. Once you kill the drill, it's really easy.
Just camp a guy there.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just put the auto turrets. That works too.
That works too.
Yeah. I used P2 because the damage reduction against the laser is really good.
I used P2 because why wouldn't I use P2?
If you aren't going to be camping the drill, you wouldn't use P2 because you want to just use healers instead.
Yeah. So I used P2.
Doesn't Nikara out heal the drill?
I don't know.
I thought that upgraded Nikara was at 50 hit points per second of healing, so it was actually the same as the full damage drill, but I'm not sure.
But there's still, all the other enemies.
Yeah, bring Rattlesnake as well. Ta-da!
That takes like 6 minutes to get there.
I think I fought Vanguard of Ire, and it was fine. I put him in A.
All right, our second A. What do you think, Sticksbender? A's fine?
A's fine, I guess. Yeah.
Trying to look at the others in B.
Tychus, he's easy.
I definitely wouldn't put him in S.
No, no.
And he's nowhere near as hard as any of the guys in B. So yeah, I think A fits perfectly for him. There it is. Vorazun.
I feel like there's a couple B's that could go to A and a couple B's that could go to C. But anyways.
Vorazun, where do we have him?
Vorazun. So once again, house shoot up, but at least Corsairs are, decent units, and you can technically shoot up. Yeah, basically you're just going to use DT Corsair. You're going to be invisible all the time. Amon's going to have a hard time actually hitting you, if anything, and then when he does see you, you're just going to time stop or just become invulnerable, because that's what your Dark Templar like to do. They like to just become invulnerable. Mm-hmm. So yeah, she should be a very solid army commander. I would say she's going to be A. She's not as easy as the S tiers, but she's pretty good.
What do you think, Tutu?
I put her in A.
All right,
they're same thing. Unanimous. DT Corsair. Map knowledge is useful for sniping ravens and stuff. Like if you know where they are, you can snipe them during time stop and then clear out the turrets, and then your Dark Templar and Shadow Guards just fight for free, fight without any repercussion.
All right, I don't have that map knowledge, but I'd still put her in A. Because Shadow Guard, time stop, both good. Without prestige, still A.
Still A.
All right, Zagara, where do we have him?
Zagara, I thought she would be the easiest commander of all of these. It's like Stukov, but less thinking, even less. You just make stuff and run. The P1 is very good here.
I actually agree.
And Zergling evasion.
The question with Zagara has always been whether she has the firepower, not whether she's easy or difficult.
No, I ran over everything plus the 2 trains. And
S tier.
And yeah, I put her in S. You fly 2 overlords to the laser and you drop creep there, and then you put 6 spines and then camp the laser.
Only one more question remains. That question is, Sticksbender, do you agree? No, not.
I used bio launchers, I think.
It's for Sticksbender.
She has enough firepower, really? All right.
Yeah.
I guess P1 will just steamroll everything then, yeah.
Take note, Zagara can solo this map easily, and if you think about it, the mutators don't really make the enemy tankier. They don't soak up more Banelings, Scourge, and Zerglings. They just
a few more Banelings, Scourge, and Zerglings got shot down before hitting, but it's
still
like
connect.
A few more. Most of them will connect just fine.
Yeah, I see no problem with Zagara here. I think S is perfect. What do you think, though?
Oh, I did not use bio launchers.
The shame!
You should have been at least one. Just to prove a point.
You just throw Scourge.
Anyway, do you agree with S?
Yeah, sure.
There we go.
It feels like a bit generous to me, but whatever. It's fine.
Justice for Zagara! We did it! Zagara S tier! Finally, all those guys molding in the comment section finally got Zagara in S tier. They've been doing that pretty consistently.
The Zergling evasion helps a lot.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yes,
it does.
Wouldn't it?
Of course. What was the counterpart of Zergling evasion? Bailing attack damage?
The frenzy, intensify frenzy.
Oh yeah, if you're going P1, then there isn't even the frenzy to speak of. So There it is. Yeah, but the guys in the comment section, you got it. You got Zagara. It's S tier. Zeratul, where do you have him?
Zeratul. Laser drill is inconvenient. Inconvenient is the right term for it. It's only inconvenient for your units, of course, because Zeratul just becomes invulnerable once every 5 seconds for half a second, which breaks the laser drill focus. So the laser drill can't even focus on Zeratul's hero unit. Yeah, you're just gonna kind of spin all over the map, and then you can use cannons, you can use DTs, whatever you want to. Basically, your hero is going to solo the early game. It's going to be easy, and he's probably A tier, I would say.
Okay. Tutu.
Like better Kerrigan.
Tutu, did you mine?
No. This is the first time. This is my first part no mining solo. And you kind of need good luck, because I got to the last hybrid and I died because they spawn enemies.
Spawn a hybrid.
But then, like, I don't think it's because they spawn enemies, just that, like, I think my strategy was wrong. So when I you can see it, you'll probably see it by the time this is out, but I put all my monoliths around the laser, which that's actually wrong. I should just put like 4 and then put the rest at the last area, so the hybrid has other things to shoot besides Zeratul.
That's fun.
But yeah, I had 13 probes plus the 4 monoliths fighting the laser. But yeah, with an army against random comp, you can just use P2 and mass cannons and whatever.
Whatever, it works.
AS doesn't matter. I think, like, I put them in S, but I can see if it's not. Maybe because it has to work. If you have to work a little more, then A is fine too.
Yeah. So Sixbender, are you swayed?
And we put Zagara in S, so why not?
All right, Zeratul.
Well, I think Zeratul can be A just because he's not F. I saw his shadow there.
No, I'm just moving this around.
I think he does require a lot more effort than the people in S.
That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I'm looking at guys like Nova, Karax, Phoenix. I guess the only one who can kind of sort of come close is Arcturus, because you gotta build the Earth Splitters.
It's
and
not as hard as you say it.
It really isn't, yeah.
It's hard.
No, I think the closest one to A in the S tier would be Nova, but because you have P3, the laser isn't a thing, then yeah.
if you have P3, none of the meteors are even a thing.
I would say Karax is the lowest of the S tiers, personally, but yeah. Like even with having
I think Zeratul can go in A.
All right. If it's not unanimous, it's not S. Okay, so here's the fun part: rankings. Who's the best among the S?
I was thinking Zagara, but now I think it's Phoenix.
It's Mengsk. I'm sorry, but it's Mengsk.
Arcturus? No.
Yeah. No. Really? Are you sure?
Not because he's not the strongest, just because he's not the easiest.
No. Well, if you're focused too much on ESOs, can you kill the last boss? Like, if you're missing a lot, you're gonna need like some bunkers and stuff there.
Okay, so it's probably a toss-up between Phoenix and Zagara, right? Or do we put Stetboy and Stukov in that conversation?
Oh yeah,
Stukov is slow.
I was thinking it was going to be Mengsk and Stetmann, but
yeah. So, Phoenix, Zagara, Stetboy, and Tutu. You said Stukov is a little too slow.
Stukov is slow, but he's really easy. He's really powerful, but he's slow earlier on.
Okay, so it's just these three: Phoenix, Stetboy, and Zagara. Okay, Phoenix is good because you can just throw your champions repeatedly, but it's basically the same mechanic for Zagara, except you don't even control groups, you just F2 and A.
Is Phoenix really a control group? It's just instead of F2, use 1?
Yes, it's a control group. That's what a control group is.
Yeah, but then like you're making it seem like you need separate control groups to control different
we have
things.
to nitpick because these are basically all the strongest of the strong. We're trying to find the difference between. I'm not saying that it's much harder. I'm just saying it's a difference. We're trying to set these guys apart from each other. That's all I'm saying. Stetboy still needs to deploy Stetlights. To be well. That being said, the Stetlights actually make his ally more effective. So wouldn't that ally buff?
Unless you lag him out, but
That could be a counterpoint against Stetboy. Actually, I agree. You can actually lag him out, especially if you're going mass Zerglings. I think I would definitely put Zagara over Phoenix, just because it's F2 and A, and you don't even have to macro necessarily. Well, you do have to macro if you want to, solo or hard carry, but your units are made for you. If you have your Bailing Nest and Scourge Nest on the first Prestige Scourge Queen. That's why I'm actually kind of leaning towards Zagara for rank 1 this week.
If it's not P1, it's not S. I don't think so though.
If it's not P1, it's not S. I kind of agree. You need to micro Zagara. Being said, if you micro Zagara, she's still really good. She can clear up the bosses really quickly. But anyway, what do you think, Sixbender? You don't use Zagara a lot, do you?
I don't know if this is a thing, but like if the laser hits a Zergling and there's evasion, does it try to target another Zergling or does it keep trying the same one?
No, it just sticks on the same one. It's not becoming invulnerable or anything. It's just dodging that damage tick.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah. There's so many of them. Plus with P1 you have 4 instead of 3, and then you keep, and if you dodge like about half of the laser shots, they live twice as long, right?
Definitely leaning heavily towards Zagara, rank 1 now. Alright.
That was my initial feeling, is Zagara's being first.
Alright, who has an argument? Who has an argument over Zagara? Stetboy? I think the only argument is Stetboy buffs his ally with the Stet zones. Phoenix is pretty much Zagara, but with an extra half step.
Like, Manx is good, but then like if you don't have contaminate strike timing, or if there's air enemies, you're gonna have to fight them somehow, whereas Zagara, you just run into them.
Yeah. So, Stetboy or Zagara for top of S?
I think Zagara's better.
I think Zagara too, because not better, easier.
No, I think it's better.
Alright,
Also better.
I fail to see how you get easier than Stetboy. Anyways, yes.
I already said it. You don't even have to macro. You just wait for units to spawn for free. Anyway, yeah, I think Zagara also top of S. We did boys. Zagara top of S, and then Phoenix third. I think Phoenix third.
Yeah.
Fourth place.
Manx.
Arcturus. All right, and then Nova. Take Nova.
Nah, I think that's Stukov.
Stukov? Alright, then Stukov, then Nova. Sorry. Stukov, then Nova, then Karax. Is that the order?
Yeah, that looks fine.
Alright, there it is. For A, who's the best? I think Zeratul, though. Zeratul was almost S. So I think Zeratul has to go top of A.
Yeah. And then probably Vorazun after that.
Vorazun,
yeah. Then the rest are correct order.
Dehaka,
Dehaka, Kerrigan, Tychus?
I'm not sure about Kerrigan Tychus, but Dehaka should be better than the other two because pack
Oh yeah,
leader
pack
8,000 HP.
Plus, your army is completely safe in your base. Your creeper hosts.
Just deploy them out, they'll kill some buildings, and then repeat every 30 seconds.
And then the map's cleared. Alright, for B. Who's the top B?
Okay, I personally think Dehaka was bottom of A, but okay.
I don't really see an argument for Dehaka being bottom. Oh wait, top? You meant top of A?
No,
Bottom.
Bottom?
Bottom.
Okay, bottom of A.
Kerrigan's easier.
Yeah.
Tychus can camp the laser drill much sooner, and also can, if he doesn't go P2, just literally out heal the laser drill.
I think with
Either
Dehaka,
way,
you don't need
protect
to
your ally from
camp.
laser drill a lot.
With Dehaka, you don't really need to camp the laser drill because it can't kill all your creepers. It can't do damage fast enough.
Creepers have so much life.
Yeah, 180 health.
Yeah, they also only show up every 30 seconds.
Still free though.
Yeah, but yeah.
You throw them at an area, and then everything disappears, and all's left is essence
And parts.
and parts.
Alright, for B. Who's best among the B? Haren Horner?
No.
I'm thinking
What?
I'm thinking because you just
Part collector.
Haren Horner is basically if I use P1, Haren Horner is basically worse Zagara.
No, yeah,
No.
a lot worse. As in, literally, you need around 50 to 100 times the resources worse.
Not 50 to 100, maybe 2 or 3. Not
If
50
you're
to 100.
expecting to
Come on.
rely on the death explosions from Reapers, it's bad. That's like Splitterbane damage.
I was thinking more the fact that the laser drill can't kill all your Reapers fast enough.
Structural overcharge can.
Yeah. That's
All
why
right.
you use
No.
strike fighters to kill at least the smaller buildings.
So
And then you
Raynor?
gang up on the bigger ones.
Raynor? Just P3 spam Hyperion?
I would say it's Artanis, but you just make Dragoons an A move.
Not a bad call either, Artanis. Master Goose and A. The thing is, I think if you go P3 as Raynor, you can actually just spam the Hyperion and you're essentially safe. All you have to worry about is whether you can beat the bosses in the hybrid fast enough.
The early game is where P3 has a tough time.
Yes.
You can
Remember to
definitely just have
tactical
1, 2
jump on
PCs.
cooldown because that breaks laser drill focus. Even
Yeah.
if you're tactical jumping 2 millimeters to the left.
Alright. That makes sense. So, help me out here. Who has an argument over Raynor to be top of B?
Alarak.
Alarak?
Alarak and Artanis.
And Artanis? What's Alarak's argument? He has more firepower
Mothership.
for the end? Ah, right.
Mothership.
That makes sense. The Mothership can also evasive blink once every minute or something. I don't know. The thing is that the Hyperion, you can resummon it back at full health. And the cooldown's really
yeah,
short.
but if you do lose, but
But the Mothership, if you lose it, you have to wait for a whole 8 minutes or something.
You're not losing it.
yeah,
6
You
minutes,
really
but
should.
you're not losing it.
Alright, so Alarak top of B?
He should be top
Alright.
B.
Then who's next? Artanis?
I'd put Artanis next.
Archon dudes, Dragoons.
He has a nice, durable, A-movable army.
Yeah, alright. Then Raynor next? Or Han and Horner, because you're also safe. You're also safe as Han and Horner with your strike platforms. But how fight hybrid? Thing.
More strike platform.
More strike platform.
I have done it. And it has worked. It's just Yeah.
It's a meme. It's a complete meme. I don't know. I think
It's
Raynor's
a meme
more.
that works.
I think it's more. I think Raynor P3 is more solid.
Yes.
Is that more solid than Abathur? That's the question.
Mm,
I guess Raynor is less hamstrung in the early game than Abathur because Abathur does need biomass. Raynor just
Let
needs
me
to
ask.
bank up enough minerals.
Let me ask my 12 Leviathans.
I said late game though. I said early game though.
yeah, that's the problem. How is your early game?
I'm tripping
I
over
think
my words.
Abathur goes towards the bottom end of the tier.
Yeah.
Personally,
Yeah.
we can agree on
15
that. We can agree on that.
Leviathans. 18 Leviathans.
18 Leviathans.
Yes,
How many of them
glorious.
can you get by the first 5 minutes?
0. I got a Brutalist first.
That's why I'm thinking Raynor goes next. And then Swann?
I was thinking Swann at the bottom for Lewis Abathur, but
So Haren, Horner, Swann. Is it correctly ordered now?
I think so.
So
What do you
like
think?
Swann, is there a place where you can get vision but not get hit?
With the laser drill, you mean?
Yeah. Because I remember, like on Chain of Ascension with the laser drill, you can just repair the factory forever. As long as you, and it's free.
Well, right beside the laser drill itself.
Yeah, if
Oh.
you get
You cleared the area.
if you just park the factory directly on top of laser drill, actually,
You cleared the area.
let
And
it
then...
Terran enemies. Do they have
might as well
enough
kill it
DPS
then.
to even kill your factory?
If you're right in front of the laser, you might as well just kill it. Kill the laser then.
Yes.
Oh yeah. You just kill the laser drill if you're a laser drill.
Well, you can leave. You can clear out an area, but leave a unit that doesn't shoot up, like a Marauder or something, and then park. Oh no, the Marauder will kill the SCVs. Duh.
No, you just the best way to deal with the laser drill is just assert laser drill dominance.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I think this order is fine.
All right, there it is.
Swann's early game, you have factory plus callbots, warbots.
All right, guys, that'll be the ranking for this week. Watch Tutu and Sticks Banner's channels. I will link them down below, and I will see you guys next time.